Hi, my name is Quinn. I am a 11 some year veteran in the games industry. Um, yeah, this talk is kind of scatterbrained, but a little bit about me. I've worked for about 11 years. I've never specialized. I've never particularly wanted to specialize. And um, that has actually been a huge point of contention for me with my leads and my producers and everyone about what the heck to do with me. I generally wear a lot of hats. I like wearing a lot of hats. I find it. Oh, I have captions here too. My captions are by Eunice. She's not very good, but she does her best. I typically wear a lot of hats and I enjoy it. It gives me a lot more fulfillment out of work as opposed to just going in and doing the same thing over and over again, or going in and doing um, working very hard to be the best at something. I've never really wanted to be the best at something because there's 7 billion people on this planet. Someone's always going to be better than me. So I would much rather be a more well-rounded, full me as opposed to the best person. This has led, as I said, to a lot of issues with leads not really knowing what to do because there's less tangibility in, oh, you haven't leveled up your ZBrush from like 2 to 3. What are we supposed to do to you? We can't make you a lead or a senior. And that's been pretty contentious, but it's honestly, I've been much happier, I think. One thing I wanted to touch on is you see this model a lot in modern capitalist productivity models where you are supposed to focus very hardcore on one thing to become very good at it. And when you do that, you kind of look like this. And that, like, this is you versus the you that they tell you not to worry about. So the bottom is definitely more the kind of person that I am, where like I have interests in environment art and 3D art, and I have interests in building keyboards, and I have interests in streaming and doing all sorts of other things. And that allows me to bring so much more to my actual production job than I would otherwise. A good example of this, that's not me. I have a friend who is a programmer. He was a longtime programmer and has since stopped being a programmer and is in school for music right now. And he didn't really feel like that would be a lot of overlap, but there actually is quite a bit of overlap. And he has a skill set that not everyone who's in his music program has, which allows him to be a more valuable human being. In terms of productivity, the other side of this, for me personally, is that bottom circle is just so much more pleasant of a person to be for me. I know some people very much love specializing, and that's cool. That's their hat that they want to wear. I would much rather change my hat every day. I just find that it makes life a little bit more fulfilling and a little bit less, I don't know, exhausting for me personally. I'm sure that you've all seen this video before, but generalists are typically square holes. I think that this is a really good example of both the benefits and downfalls. Basically, anytime there was a task at my job, because I was on a very small team, I would do it. I would do animation, I would do rigging, I would do VFX, UI, environment, character, all of it. It's really great. And my direct leads very much appreciated that because we were able to do so much more on my project that we would not be able to otherwise. However, if I am capable of doing the jobs of 5 different roles, that does not mean I should be doing the cumulative work of 5 different people, which is where this industry really suffers, I think, in terms of being unsustainable, exploitative, and it's something that I think a lot of places are working to combat, but it's definitely something to be aware of. If you are a generalist or you do not want to specialize, does not mean you should be working harder than the person who is specializing or whatever. Yeah, I will say that being a square hole is really good. It brings a lot to the team, and I think that the industry is getting better at recognizing it. I think that as we are reaching a plateau in hyper realism, gigantic, unsustainable game development, uh, having people who are versatile and able to switch between projects and able to switch between roles is really, really valuable. And I think that we are going to get to a place where those people will be recognized career wise as well as for what they bring to the team. Not that that is what's the most important. I think honestly what's the most important is that you should do what you love to do, which for me is a little bit of everything, and understand that that is an absolutely viable and good way to live. Yeah, that's basically it. I feel like I'm a little scatterbrained, but be a beautiful square hole, and thank you for listening.